Hello, everyone. It's Sal, Stratford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to the match preview between Manchester United and Aston Villa on the penultimate game of the season. Welcome to Chatterbox, guys. You know what? It's a little bit of a funny feeling today. I'm feeling a little bit like, it's got that little bit of pre-season feel about it. I haven't felt this way in years about games. I watched many last games of the season. I feel a bit like. I think the last time I felt this, a little bit like this, was when we played Leeds United. You remember when we played Leeds United way back in 1998 when we just lost the league title to Arsenal? And you remember that game? And I think Wes Brown was making his debut or something like that. You remember that? And I feel a little bit like that. I know the season back then, 98, was a much better season than what we have now. But I just feel like this game is just like, yeah. I know that there's a lot riding on it for Aston Villa. I mean, we're in a bit of a catch-22. I don't want Chelsea in the Champions League. I don't want Man City in the Champions League. But it all boils down to us. Do we go out there and do we defeat Aston Villa? that is the question. Obviously, we're going to have to take this game professionally. I really do hope that there are some young players playing now so they can make a name for themselves and, maybe might shine next season. Maybe it might save us some money. Who knows? Some of these young players might come in, they might do the business, and Bob's your uncle. We might get some players next year, of course. But we will see Eriksen, Lindelof, Evans probably, because obviously they're going to get the send off. Maybe it's Bruno's last game. Who knows, guys? Who knows? Might be Bruno's last game, innit? There's a lot of players there. It might be their last game. A lot of players there, of course, and we will get a clue today. Garnacho probably won't play, so you know what, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. Let's get through some of your comments. Big up, Steve. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Bloody windy in Manchester today. Oh, it's so hot, Steve. It's so hot. It's so hot in UAE, mate. I mean, I don't mean to be like rude, but it is too hot, mate. I mean, it's too hot. It is very hot over here. And I'm surviving the elements. It went up to 50 degrees just yesterday. Now it's like literally 44, which is just, a reprieve, some may say. But yeah, windy in Manchester, wet, rainy. Why not? Traditional Manchester weather, of course, guys. I never forget the days when I used to go to Old Trafford walking from Manchester Piccadilly to the stadium. Sometimes I didn't get the tram. Yes, absolutely. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that was me. So at the end of the day, yeah, that's what it is. I used to walk it from Manchester Piccadilly. Sometimes after the Champions League games in the night, I used to walk all the way back to Manchester Piccadilly from Old Trafford all the way back to Manchester Piccadilly. Sometimes in the rain. I just couldn't be bothered to get the tram sometimes in the crowds and stuff. So, and also sometimes after for example, an evening game, you won't be able to get a train back to London because I was coming from London and you had to wait until 1 o'clock in the morning. So basically 1 o'clock in the morning to go to Nottingham to Sheffield to London, basically, I used to do that trek. So basically I used to waste time like that. Let's see some of your comments, guys. I've been blabbering on. Big up, Steve. Might give us an advantage today. I hope so. Wouldn't it be odd and funny and ridiculous if Man United actually turn up today? Imagine it. Imagine Man United actually performed today. It'd be absolutely funny, wouldn't it? At the end of the day. And the most meaningless game in how many years? Many years. We've had many last game of the season meaningless games over the years. Recently is, of course, but I bring it back to when I was growing up. And I remember when Man United was successful and it was always something riding on the last game, more or less. I mean, Middlesbrough and in 1996. Blackburn, West Ham in 1995, and then you got, there was always something riding on it. 98, 99, of course, Tottenham Hotspur. But I always remembered the game against Leeds at Old Trafford when we beat them 3-0 and we just lost the league to Arsenal. I remember it. And I remember it being like, a bit like, like a friendly feeling, of course. Big up, Triple M, big up yourself. Just hope we don't lose by more than 3. I've got a funny feeling about it today. You know that. I've got a funny feeling. Good morning, Sal. What do you think of the lap of honor? The lap of honor. What I would say is that the lap of shame, the lap of shame, I will call it. I mean, there will be some people there, some fans there who will be clapping. There will be fans out there who will be celebrating, not celebrating, but cheering them. I really don't think we should. I think that stadium will empty pretty quickly, if I'm being honest. I don't think there will be many people left. Ruben Amorim has planned a speech, of course, at the end of the game. And there was rumor about Cunha coming in today. I don't know about that. Haven't heard anything about that. But they're obviously it would be interesting to listen to Ruben Amorim's last game of the season speech. It really would. I would like to see what he's got to say, because obviously the dramas of this last few weeks has been absolutely immense. It has been a crazy season, guys. All the way back, taking us back to Fulham at home, when we just squeezed the game 1-0, if you all remember. And never thought it would end this way. Never thought the season would go this way. Not this bad. But one great thing about football is that we can always come back. We can always make something, of course. UK wet and windy. Bless you guys. Oh, Natty, big up. I'm at Piccadilly now. Still a lot of fans with tops on getting ready for the game. Are you at Manchester Piccadilly now? I missed a little bit of Manchester Piccadilly. You know what you need to do? You need to go outside Manchester Piccadilly and go into that pie shop and buy a nice warm pie. That's what you need to do. Yeah. I mean, those days at Manchester Piccadilly, unreal. I remember those days. Yeah, I used to stay sometimes in a hotel. If you go out of Manchester Piccadilly, it's the university. It's part of the university campus, and there's a little hotel. They give you this small little room there. I never forget when I went to see Man United winning 7-1 against Roma, and I stayed in that hotel. It wasn't too bad, but it was like a prison cell. It was literally like a prison cell. Absolutely. Box. I don't want to see any lap of honors or apologies from the player staff board today. Maybe one of them, one player at a time. There should be like a little carpet, right? There should be a carpet, a long carpet, and there should be every single player individually has to go on that carpet, walk on that carpet, the carpet of shame, and walk right to the front of the fans, right? Let's say the South Stand, right? Right to the front of the fans, and they have to sing a song. A sad song to say we're sorry. Each one of them, one by one, and we rate them out of 10. And if they're bad, then we boo them. Completely boo them, of course. Kyra, what's going on? Mate, UAE is too hot this summer. Much cooler here in Melbourne. Kyra, Melbourne, yeah, it's a lot cooler here. UAE is too hot. Guys, if you look at if I show you how hot it is over here, you wouldn't even believe how hot it is over here. My God, it's 50 yesterday. So right now, and it's afternoon. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, guys. If you don't see that, look at that. That's 42. Not 24, 42. Abu Dhabi. 42. There's a lot of heat, guys. Look at that. There's a lot of heat. I'm going to be burning. 44, 42 the day after. I'm going to be burning. You know what I mean? Hot chops. Big up. The owners have to apologize, not Amram. The owners, Natty, won't come out. They won't come out. They're not going to apologize for shit. You think you think that you would actually think they were actually competent owners with a heart? They don't give a damn about this football club. They don't give a damn about us. I've been talking about that all bloody year. Catch on. You know what I mean? I've been saying that all bloody year. They don't care about this football club. They don't care about us. You think they're going to come out and apologize? They don't care what goes on the pitch. They just care about that regeneration project. They're not worried about anything else. They're just worried about, themselves and the profits that they're going to make. That's all they care about. Apologizing to us, we're peasants to them. Let me tell you that right now. Box. I think Amram doing a speech, whether his idea or Club Enforce idea is a tone deaf and sums up MUC. I think it's wrong. Whether Ruben Amram has decided to do it or not, it is not good. I tell you why, because I remember who did it. I think it was Ten Hag, and the stadium emptied pretty quickly. I'm not sure who did it, but it's just not a good thing. I remember Ten Hag doing it, and he promised the FA Cup, didn't he? Won the FA Cup in the end, but he promised the FA Cup and stuff like that. But I like Ruben Amorim, and I don't want him to be put into that situation because I know that a lot of that stadium will get empty. I think it will get empty, a lot of that stadium. So do your talking behind the scenes. I would do that. Just walk off, play the game, walk off, and just plan for next season. That's all I would say. And that's it. Big up, Lucky Singh, by the way. I'm absolutely good, my friend. I'm absolutely good. Absolutely. I would want a refund. I would refund. Yeah, refund the tickets. There you go. Give them a refund. Why wouldn't we do that? A draw for 40 points. There we go. Definitely not going to watch the game. Let me know if United lose. You finally got 40 points. I watch the game because I'm a Man United fan. I watch every game, even if it's a friendly. I watch it. I don't care if it's not anything. I love this club. I watch it even if it means something or not. Absolutely. Imagine Sancho pops up in a carpet. Football's not just for the fair weather. It's for, at the end of the day, it is for people who actually care and want to see the young players play, maybe see something. We might see something. We might spark, There's no point doing content creation if you're not going to be doing working hard. There's a lot of saturation in this industry of people who do content creation but don't dedicate themselves to it. They flirt with it. And I would say that, I'm just trying to change the notion, change the narrative, and make this enjoyable, guys, because it has been a very poor season. And all I want to do is make it enjoyable for our subscribers, our community, and stuff like that. And you know what? We're going to try our best today. Maybe it's a magic game. You never know what can happen in football, isn't it? Absolutely. If these players are next year, I will not expect much improvement. Exactly. Luke Shaw should leave without compensation. We've been paying him for years. Absolutely. Didn't he do a video on TikTok, Gladiator? Didn't he do a video on TikTok saying your mum takes benefits or something like that? Didn't he do something like that? I would have got rid of that guy a very, very long time ago. Damn, Aberdeen is mad hot. Yeah, exactly. It's very hot, mate. Sal, what are you doing with a black top on the weather? This weather, it's a very sad day because we're ending the season with no trophies. So basically, it's like a funeral for me. Every time Man United have a poor season, I wear black because it's a funeral for me. At the end of the day. So this is what it's like for me. It's a sad, somber day, and I'm here. I'm gathered here today with our community to talk about the worst season in our history. Big up. Just watch highlights of the Europa League. God blimey, Stephanie. You watch highlights of the Europa League final. My God. Again, and how the hell do we lose that game? We've got to start in scoring and winning. Look, Stephanie, football is fine margins, isn't it? Any goalkeeper who had any element of competence would have saved that goal. He almost got down to it, but a goalkeeper with more reflexes would have got down and saved that goal. Shaw would have covered his near post. Maguire would have done that. Bruno wouldn't have given away the ball. You see, football is decided on fine margins. I actually feel like when that goal went in for Tottenham, that we are actually in a good phase of play. We are actually doing well, and then that goal came out of nowhere, And I felt if that goal didn't happen, I firmly believe that Man United would have ended up winning that game. I know some people will laugh at me and stuff like that. Nah, Man United were crap, blah, blah, blah. Man United were better than Tottenham, but Man United just don't score goals, and that's what it is. They don't care about us. They don't care about us. Absolutely, Triple M. All I want to know is that they don't really care about us. Michael Jackson. Big up, Sandra. Big up, Stephanie. Big up. Ten Hag did that speech, yeah, and no one was there, Kenny. No one was there. Steve. Had a quick listen to the morning show, Sal. Totally agree about Mr. Me and me, Garnacho. I think he contributed in nearly every game, and look where we are in the table. Every single person. I don't deal with things with like hatred or player FC, manager FC agendas and things like that. All I look at is professionalism. How you conduct yourself as a Manchester United player, how you should conduct yourself as a Manchester United player, what is going to bring the club into disrepute. You would have thought that someone like Garnacho would know that, given what's happened with Sancho, etc., etc. What he did was wrong. No, he's not the finished article. No, I've supported him heavily over this last few months, especially when that thing happened with that content creator hanging outside. But I've supported him heavily. And what I would say in regards to Garnacho is that, yes, he may go on to become a great player, but at this football club, you've got to conduct yourself in a certain way. You've got to conduct yourself in a certain way, and professionalism. And you know what? Don't disrespect your teammates or your manager. There is nothing you could have said to ESPN that you couldn't have said to your manager in private. And this is what it was. As you said there, Steve, me. It's exactly what it was. I had this. I did this. I haven't played. I'm sorry, Mr. Garnacho, but I'm sorry, but you got 6 goals and 2 assists last season, something like that, in 50-odd games, mate. I mean, come on, mate. I will get someone from League One, League Two, and get more than that. So listen, no one is exempt in this situation. Everyone is to blame, and do you know what I mean? Natty, Sal, do you think Garnacho will be booed if he play? I don't think so, Natty. Maybe a section of the fans, but I don't think he will play today. I really don't. I think he won't be in the squad today, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think he will be in the squad. Box, and I think he's gonna. I doubt we see him again. I think we won't see him again probably. For his own. He won't play today for his own sanity. You know what I mean? Because there's going to be a lot of Old Trafford can be incredibly hostile when it wants to be. So he probably won't see him today. It's sad in a way that it's an end to a very promising career at Man United. Because we believed in him. And would I have sold him first? He would have been one of the last people I would have sold. I'll be honest with you guys. Unfortunately, if he didn't do that run after the game, it would have been one of the last players that I would have sold. One of the last ones. I would have sold a number of players before him. Mason Mount would have been gone before him. Rasmus Højlund would have been gone before him. Luke Shaw would have been gone before him. Maybe even Diego Dalot be gone before him. Onana would have been gone before him. There's a number of players that would have been gone before him, but obviously he's the cash cow, isn't he? He's the one who brings in the money. But obviously my tune changed is when he done that interview. I know that young players and young people make mistakes, but he's old enough to know that doing that is going to cause a big absolute chaos, isn't it? And it did. Kyrie, whose name is on the back of the shirt behind you? Well, nobody is on the back of that shirt. Nothing. I've got some in London. I'm gonna try and bring them over here. I've got quite a lot of shirts. Got about 100. I'm gonna bring them over here and I'm gonna start auditioning them away. I've got some signed ones as well, and I've got a number of different memorabilia that I want to bring here and bring to the show, which will be great. Box, where did I go? Box, it's crazy to think that a few years ago, if you'd said that both Greenwood and Garnacho would be off kicked their last ball for United at the age of 21, I would have called you mad. How our club is run, isn't it? Is how our football club is run. Our football club is run like an absolute circus, and that's what it is at the moment. I wouldn't have thought the same. I thought, especially Garnacho, and Greenwood, 2 generational players that just haven't worked. And regardless what it is, the biggest disappointment for me, if they're not talented, it softens the blow a little bit. The fact that they are talented, it made it worse, because obviously we had no choice but to get rid of Greenwood. We had no choice but to get rid of Garnacho now. And it is sad. And this is what I've been banging on about all week. You must get bored of me talking about it all week. But I've been talking about the culture at the football club. And, I think that needs to change, because otherwise we're going to get these situations again and again and again. How you conduct yourself off the pitch, how you have to conduct yourself as a Manchester United player. You know what I mean? Big up, Steph. Big up, everyone, of course. Nobody protected like Luke Shaw when he is injured. Nobody's been protected like Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw plays a game. Luke Shaw is very good at manipulating. Apparently, he was crying after the Europa League final on Wednesday. I mean, we've all seen those crocodile tears before, haven't we? We saw it in the 2021 Europa League final against Villarreal. We've seen it again. It's like deja vu, isn't it? These are good actors. Like I said it many times. These players are king manipulators. They were down tool when it's time to down tool. Look at the Europa League before the Europa League. Look at the noises coming out Man United. Look at the interviews. Look at the confidence, the air of calmness about the team. It was all lies. It was all lies. Big up, everyone. Big up, big up. Thank you so much for joining me today. Ten Hag is going to Liverpool. It's going to be very interesting in Gladiator how Ten Hag does, isn't it? Don't be surprised if Ten Hag does pretty well. It's going to be a difficult campaign. Obviously, he's lost Frimpong, of course. Alonso's no longer there, and there's a number of players that will be following suit as well. A lot of players will be leaving that football club. It's going to be difficult for Erik Ten Hag. I bet you this, that he's not going to go after Garnacho or Mason Mount or Onana any of these type of players, or Anthony. I bet he's not going to be going after those players. I bet he'd be getting other players, won't he? You know, at the end of the day. Man United versus Villa game live on TNT Sports. It's live on BN for me. Box, tough gig for Ten Hag, to be honest. Anyone following Shabbalon's, and also Box losing those players is going to be extremely difficult for him. It's going to be difficult to lose the likes of Frimpong, you know. They're going to lose. They've lost Jonathan Tah as well. He's going to Bayern Munich, so it's going to be difficult. You know, he's gone in at the wrong time, in my opinion. Myself, I thought he should have took charge of like Roma or something like that. But it is what it is. I wish him the best of luck. Erik Ten Hag's by Liverpool's manager announced next week. Yep. So, do you think that we are jinxed with wingers, Rashford, Sancho? I think we are jinxed as a football club, Steve. I really do think that. I think no matter what, we need a priest or a Mulvey or whatever to come onto the pitch and bless us, because it does seem that we're a little bit cursed, not only in regards to football players, but in regards to injuries, in regards to what goes on behind the scenes, everything, results. Old Trafford is an absolute mess at the moment, you know, what's going on. And it seems that every single week, like if we get a little bit of positives, it's hit with a number of negatives, you know. And that's what's disappointing at the end of the day. Gladiator, after moving to Villa, no one is following Rashid to his parties. It's just United thing. Absolutely. I think Ten Hag comes back to United, has a shopping spree on Anthony, Rashford, Sancho. I bet you won't buy one player for Man United. I bet you he won't buy one player. And that's even more of a kick in the teeth, isn't it? Yeah. So why do players come to Manchester United and change their mentality? Because it is a virus at the football club. So basically, when you walk into any institution, whether it's a business number, whatever it is, you get to learn the habits of other people. When young players used to walk into the football team in the 90s, you had the likes of Cantona, Giggs, Schmeichel, Keane, Cole, Bruce, Pallister, Irwin. You had those sort of players around who set the standard. So when young players walk into the football club, you had players who set the standard. They set the standard, and you don't go beyond, you don't drop those standards. That's what happened back then. Nowadays, there's the thing is that this culture at the football club has been there for 13 years. You don't need to play this round. You know, don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry. Those silent whispers, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, and that resonates on the pitch. We all know it takes 0.1% to you to drop off your game in the Premier League for that team to grab you. Because every single team in the Premier League is gonna fight and gonna try and beat you. And nowadays, everyone has got talent. So that is what happens. Unfortunately, this is why you have to buy players with a strong mentality. You have to buy players, not only get to know the players' ability, but also get to know the players' mental strength and what they do in their private life. Is their life settled? What do they do for hobbies and stuff like that? Don't just get to know their football. And that's what Alex Ferguson used to do. I think we need to do that again. Absolutely. This sport, yes, teammates are hurt, but you're professional about what you say to me. Yeah, I agree with that. Lucky Singh, big up Lucky Singh. Kyrie, Garnacho is an out-and-out winger, which doesn't suit Amram's style. And one thing I would say, Kyrie, though, you know, great players. If you're an attacking player, right? Look at Ryan Giggs. When Ryan Giggs got older, he moved into the middle. You know, great players can make it work. Great players can make it work. Ruben Amorim has tried to help Garnacho throughout this whole season. People don't see that, but he has tried to help him. You know, he's put him into the team. He's tried to develop him, etc. For Garnacho to do what he did, sad. I mean, even if Garnacho was playing on the wing, you know, and playing, he's not crossing the ball enough. He's not getting the ball into the box. And you know, not only him. It's not only him. There is Ahmad and players like that who've been doing the same thing, you know. So we have to look at that and think that there was a number of those players in that squad who are just not, you know, are going to fit this system. And that's it. Or not got the quality. Shaw was crying after 2020. I mean, he cries a lot, doesn't he? He cries more than he wins trophies. Steve, if anyone is setting an example at United, it's Luke Shaw getting paid for years to do nothing. Players must don't need to try. Exactly, Steve. Thank you so much for bringing that in, mate, because that is exactly what it is. People may think that, you know what, they're old enough, they make their own decisions, they make their own choices in life. But when they see an experienced pro, right, like Luke Shaw, England international, sitting down, doing nothing, buying the physiotherapist a bottle of champagne because he's late for his physiotherapy sessions, that is what resonates and that is what affects the whole team, the whole squad. People don't look at that. This is why it's very important that Luke Shaw finds another club. He has been told to find another club. But who's going to buy Luke Shaw? This is the biggest question, the $1 million question. Who's going to buy Luke Shaw? Who in their right mind would buy Luke Shaw? It's like who in their right mind would buy Rasmus Højlund? You know, it's mad, isn't it? It's sad in a way. 226, 150 likes, bare minimum, please. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Big up yourself. Thank you, legend. So, is it true news Luke Shaw and Onana have been told to go? Yes, Natty, Ruben Amorim openly said in March that he likes Onana, not as Onana as a goalkeeper, but he likes Onana's personality, but he would like Onana, he would like his own goalkeeper in there. Ruben Amorim would ideally like his team. He doesn't want any players from the Ten Hag era. Unfortunately, we can't do that, obviously, because we've got some good players from the Ten Hag era, but overall, what he needs is a spine that is his. Onana and Luke Shaw. Well, Luke Shaw should have went a long time ago, and he should have been told he was gone a long time ago. Unfortunately, he's still at the football club and he's still earning a big packet. But Onana needs to go, 100%. Onana needs to go because we can get money from Onana, and there is interest in Saudi Arabia, so hopefully we can do a deal, strike a deal with that. He has to go for about, I think it's about 28, 29 million to comply with FFP. PSR, but you know what I would say is that just sell him for whatever, you know what I mean, get rid of him and we worry about PSR afterwards. United don't have any just wingers. Yeah, we don't have wingers, we have wingers. Absolutely, Seven, absolutely, we have wingers. You know, football changes over the years. I know that many people have said, 3-4-2-1 is not Man United. We always played with wingers, notoriously played with wingers. Football is not that simplistic, you know, at the end of the day. If you're a great player, you make a difference. And we played I don't get how Man United can go to Man City and beat Man City at the Etihad, go to Arsenal and beat Arsenal at the Emirates with 10 men, and then go toe-to-toe with Liverpool, and we should have won at Anfield 2-2. So I don't know how Man United can do that. But then when it comes to the teams that they're supposed to beat, they just don't show up. You know, more times than not, they don't show up. The biggest positive I could bring out of this season, if there is any positives, is that, you know, we lose games by 1 goal, narrow margins, you know. So maybe if we overturn those narrow margins into wins or even draws, we'll get more points on the table. Hopefully we do this by buying more strikers. Guys, I'm just going to bring in my team for the game. Let me know what you think about it, of course. This is the team that I will be cheering for. This is the team that I myself would pick, not Ruben Amorim. It is what I would pick, to be honest with you. This is the team that I pick. Let me know what you guys think of it. Of course, guys. Thank you so much. Onana was starting goal. Heaven, I would play Heaven. Lindelof, because if it's his last game, I think Lindelof will play. I think because it's his last game, he's going to get the send off. Fredrickson, I would play as the right-sided centre back. Mantato would play for me, right wing back. Of course, very good young player. Casemiro will start for me alongside Eriksen, which will be his last game. So we're going to give Eriksen a send-off as well. Harry Amas on the left wing back position. Bruno, of course, will play. Could be his last game as well. Is it going to be a send-off for him as well? Ahmad and Chido in this game, guys. That is what my prediction is. Man United 3, Aston Villa 2. I mean, I might sound a bit delusional, but that is what I would go for, guys. That is what it is. Let me know what you think, guys. Yeah, it is subjective at the end of the day. Absolutely. Big up, Sanjay. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Shah, what's going on, my friend? Afternoon, Sal. Luke Shaw has not been fit all season, and yet British media have been quiet about it. But if Pogba and Martial would have been slaughtered, Pogba and Martial were feigning injury, mate. So I don't want to bring them in either. I think they're all part of the same bad culture at the football club. You know, Martial has missed 6-7 games for AEK Athens this season. That's a disgrace because at the end of the day, he was never fit for Man United. Now, I don't want to bring in Shaw. I don't care whether they're British, English, French, American. I don't care. I just care about the culture at the football club. It doesn't matter where they're from. I do, but I want to also point out that Luke Shaw got death threats, so obviously he did get abuse. All right, but I would also bring in that Martial is a lazy so-and-so. Pogba is unprofessional. And at the end of the day, none of those players were ever good enough to play for Manchester United. And it's simple as that. If you players have roles of professionals, absolutely. Luke Shaw must go. It's been bad attitude in 10 years represents United culture. Absolutely. Beef Bully. Sal, next year we will be better. Also here, City will be back. I don't want these bin dippers. I mean, Liverpool are very close to signing Kirkes as well. So they've basically signed Kirkes, Frimpong and Florian Wirtz in a matter of a week. I mean, that's how you move as a football club, isn't it? Not good old Jim, isn't it? You know, that's how you move as a football club. If there's anything you can praise for Liverpool with, and believe me, I don't like praising Liverpool, but if there's anything you can praise Liverpool for, is the way they get their transfers done. It's the way they get their transfers done at the end of the day. And, you know, it is. Guys, I want to bring this in. This was from, I want to read this because I think this is very important, guys. This quote here from Benny McCarthy. Of course, Benny McCarthy was the striker coach at Man United for a period of time. Lots of Man United players lack that strong mentality. It feels like once they sign for United, they relax and they think they made it. There you go, guys. There you go. This is from 22nd of May, 2025. This is from Benny McCarthy. Right? Read that again. Lots of Man United players lack that strong mentality. It feels like once they sign for United, they relax. They've made it already. There you go. That is exactly the problem at Manchester United. You know, there you go. And that is the cultural problem that we have. Big up TV47 for that. But that is the cultural problem that we have, of course, you know. Praising what's going on. Ruben Amorim saw 25 departures in the summer. First time we sport in Lisbon, and that's how everything changed there. Maybe we can hope that we have a good summer too. Praising, yes, he did. He made a lot of changes, and especially there were some fan favourites as well. Praising, you know. This is why Ineos and the Glazers and Joel Glazer, all those guys there are on fraud watch this summer because they've got a lot of work to do. They should actually be working right now. They shouldn't be at the game today. They should be on the phone doing their business. That's what they should be doing because the amount of work that we need to get done, you know, that these guys are just messing around at the moment. I mean, I'm not hearing anything, you know. Hopefully we get some news after this Aston Villa game. I do believe there's going to be some big news coming out of Man United in the next week and the next couple of weeks. There will be some big news coming out of Man United. And you know what? Just get ready for the ride, guys. Get ready for the ride and you know, we see what happens. Natty, if Bruno go without a send-off, it will be disgusting from the owners. He will get a send-off, I think, Natty. But you know what? This is the thing. No one knows if he's going or not. So do we give him a send-off or do we not? You know, and that is the thing. Shah. Who would you buy as a goalkeeper replacing Nana? Me. There's a number of players that I would like at Man United. I mean, obviously Courtois or Donnarumma, someone like that. But obviously, if I'm going to look at players in Europe, I like Seny Lamens, the young Belgian goalkeeper. I like that goalkeeper very, very much. If it's not them, you know, there is Verbruggen of Brighton. He's a very good goalkeeper as well. There are other goalkeepers around. There's the Espanyol goalkeeper as well. He's a very good goalkeeper who's almost single-handedly saved Espanyol from the relegation. There's a number of good, competent goalkeepers. We just need a competent goalkeeper we can rely on. I would like a domineering goalkeeper, a tall goalkeeper, someone who's quick, you know, reflexes and stuff like that. You know, so there you go. Congratulations on De Gea on a great season, though. David De Gea, of course. Sal, you're definitely delusional with that score. We've watched this team, and so you still think you'll win? Yeah, I think so, Steve. You know me. You know, I mean, I don't do anything but a Man United win. I try my best, Steve. I really do, but I can't see an Aston Villa win today. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is what it is. I'm just hoping for a very entertaining game, of course, and that's how I do. If my results came right, if my predictions of Man United came right, we would be probably undefeated in the last 30 years or 40 years. We would be undefeated for that long. Yeah. Shah, Liverpool getting their business done quick while we've been waiting 2 weeks to decide on whether. There you go. Glazonomics, Ineos, Glinios, whatever you want to say. There you go. That is what we've been saying from the beginning, and those people who are so passionately behind good old Jim, Mank, born and bred. The guy who doesn't even like football. We were so passionately behind him. They were so passionately behind him. I would like a lot of those people who supported him to come out and admit they were wrong and apologize. That would be nice, isn't it? I don't think it's going to happen, though. Absolutely not. Stephanie, one of United's biggest problems is not making any money on players that are left for nothing. To David De Gea, Martial, Lingard, and Pogba, to name a few. McTominay going for 25 million. Stephanie, it was absolute robbery. McTominay's around 50 million player. At the end of the day, first team player for Man United should have been 40, 50 million pound minimum. Now he's worth more, of course. In regards to David De Gea, Martial, Lingard, and Pogba, we do it to ourselves. Even with this Garnacho situation, now that Garnacho has aired his dirty laundry in public, a lot of teams are going to look at that and think, well, 40 million would do it, won't it? And the thing with Ineos and the thing with all Joe Glazer and all them lot, they don't really understand football. So what they're going to do is 40 million is good. And they just look at the cash. They don't look at how much he is actually worth. Garnacho is worth 60, 70 million pounds. And anyone who says he isn't is lying. If someone like Liam Delap, who plays for Ipswich Town, right, is worth 50 before the relegation, if someone like Jareth Branthwaite is worth 60, then Garnacho, who was a Copa Libertadores winner, who was a Puskas winner in regards to his goal, who was rated as the top 5 young players in the world, should be worth 60, 70 million. And even that's not a lot. Sal, you have seen the Greek youngster, correct? Caressa, yes, I have. Kid's a generation talent. I'm looking. The one who plays for Olympiacos, yeah, I've seen him. We mentioned him on the show before, Kyrie. Very good player. Unfortunately, there are other clubs who are interested in him as well. So the thing is, you snooze, you lose in this game, isn't it, Kyrie? You snooze, you lose. And, if we don't get our deals done quickly, we're going to lose out on a lot of players, of course, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, the last time we played Aston Villa was this game. I don't know if you remember it. Probably a forgettable game. It was 0-0 between Aston Villa and Man United at Villa Park. Came close a couple of times, but it was 0-0. Guys, hopefully it's not a 0-0 today and we don't get a ball fest today. That's one thing I hope. Of course, hope not. But that was the last time we played Aston Villa. It was a 0-0. Guys, and wasn't very entertaining, of course, because if it isn't entertaining, you know what can happen, don't you?
Fuck off.
There we go. Yeah. So that was the last game we played Aston Villa, and was a game that we can probably all forget, of course, guys. So, look, Aston Villa, Man United, let's get this season over and done with. It's better we forget about it. I will be live, though. Don't worry, guys. I will be live for the pre-season friendlies next week. Not pre-season, post-season friendlies. It's not a pre-season, is it? It's post-season friendlies. So Man United will be going to Malaysia to play Hong Kong, and they'll be playing an Asian All-Stars as well in Malaysia next week. So I will be here next week for those games. I think they kick off about in the afternoon. Guys, so I will be doing live content in regards to that. So hopefully you can join me, and I will be doing the Champions League final as well next week. So we're looking forward to that, guys. Absolutely looking forward to that. It's going to be a laugh. Man United playing at Hong Kong. Where are we? Stephanie, one of the biggest problems is not making. Yeah, I think I read that one. Big up, Stephanie. Yeah, I read that one. Steve, Sal, can I change your mind with the score, Sal? Villa are fighting for top 5 and Europe. Unfortunately, we're playing football in 1,000 steps. You're not going to change my mind, Steve. It's never going to happen, mate. If we win, Steve, you owe me a public apology. A public apology. You have to write a dossier of an apology on here so I can post it on here as as a like a Man United statement with a little corner flag. You know, when they put a little corner flag when we got big news at Man United, they put a little corner flag on the side of the little letter. I want a picture of a corner flag with a I made a mistake on it. Big up. For Kyrie and for Tottenham, no thank you, Triple M. No thank you. He's made a lot of mistakes this year. We just didn't shoot at him. If you don't shoot at a goalkeeper, you don't score, do we? We had one shot and he almost let it in as well from Garnacho. We need a ball-playing goalkeeper. We need a goalkeeper who can save goals, isn't it? A bit delusional. Villa have only played 2 wins since 1983. There you go, Beef. There you go, Beef Bully. There you go. See what I mean, Steve? That's it. We need 40 points today. Come on. Even if we do not want to lose, they will find a way to lose. I think they'll win today. Onana has been gotten off, absolutely. Beef Bully. Sal, no Rashi today. Aston Villa won't get top 5. Does it fit his value? I don't know. We just have to concentrate on our self-beef value. It probably won't. It probably will affect Aston Villa's ability to buy Marcus Rashford. But I don't believe that he's going to be going to Aston Villa. I think he'd be going to another club in Europe. Guys that plays for Jen. Oh, you're thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking of Costulas. Thank you, Kyrie. Yes, I know. I know this one. You know, I thought you made a spelling mistake. Sorry. Okay, yeah, I did a Caresses from Jenk. I know who that is. Yeah. But again, it's a weak league, isn't it? And that's a punt as well. Sal, if Villa win and get top 5, Rashford. If they lose, they won't. True. But we have to concentrate on ourselves. We can't. We have to. Andre Onana dropped for Manchester United. There you go. Maybe you could scout someone South Asian players in the friendly games. They'll probably give 100%, Kenny. They'll probably give more than what some of these players are giving at the moment. Onana dropped. There you go. Does that mean Onana's going to be leaving the football club? Who knows, guys? Who knows? Why do you think Onana's dropped? Is it? It could be. It could mean a number of things. It could mean a number of things. I hope he's going. I would like another goalkeeper. Thank you very much, guys. I will be back later on today for the game at 3:30 UK time. 3:30 UK time. I will be live for you guys for the watch along. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. A short show today because I've got the watch along later. But please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video. If you guys can do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Let me just read Lucky Singh for a minute. Thank you so much, Lucky Singh. Thank you to everyone, and I'll see you later for the watch along. You know what? Let's just enjoy it and let's take it in our stride and bring on next season, guys, because that is what it's all about now, isn't it? Take it easy. See you later. Peace.